Hey guys, what's going on? Dead Koalas once again with a tour of my Titanic, part 3. This time we're doing B deck. And can you guys guess where I am? That's right, this is the front of the ship. This is the part, this is the place where in the movie Jack and Rose stood up into the I'm flying scene. But unfortunately, this part of the ship was closed to passengers, so that could never really happen. With the exception of one female passenger, unfortunately, I don't remember her name. I watched a documentary in which it said that she actually came to the front of the ship and stood pretty much in the same place that Jack and Rose did in the movie. Um, but it was just one person, and she was able to sneak up there. So normally passengers were not allowed here. Anyway, getting on with the tour. This is the front of the ship, obviously. I forgot that I actually did build an anchor. That's what this thing is, but it more or less just kind of fits in. I didn't really, I don't know, I just didn't feel like exactly putting the other anchors on the side, because like I said in the previous ones, it just wouldn't look good. So that's the only anchor really. Crane right there. These are supposed to be the chains, kind of like the anchor chains. That's why they're kind of changing like sizes. This is the bunker hatch cover. Mast, like I explained in the last episode, or part, I should say, down here. And so we're going to continue on. This time I don't have to skip because there's doors right here. And as you can see here, third class passengers were not allowed to come up here because this was all first class. So coming into here, the B deck staterooms. Now these rooms are a little small because, unfortunately, again, historically accurate is gonna make it a little small. So, but other than that, the rest of the rooms are actually a fairly good size. Like this is a decent size. This is decent. Um, anyway, we're gonna continue on. Again, it's the same thing on both sides with the baths and the gents lab and the lavatory. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention: the pantries. In all the pantries, I decided to put like brewing stuff. As you see, like there's water bottles here, nether warts, and all these things to brew like health potions, stamina potions, and all that stuff like that. I'm not a potion brewing person in Minecraft, so I don't really care about that too much. But yeah, all the pantries usually have that. So we're gonna continue on. Again, it's the same thing on both sides, so I'm not gonna go into too much detail here. Elevators again, coming around to the grand staircase on B deck, and entrance where the first class passengers can enter here. And now we're going to get into the D deck staterooms, or I'm sorry, yeah, D deck staterooms, the B deck staterooms. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is the B52, 54, 56, and those of you who are ever watched this movie, yes, these are the rooms that Rose stayed in. And yes, this is the room that Jack drew Rose, but that really has nothing to do with this. Because this is just Titanic. I'm representing history, not the movie. So that's what this room is. Private promenade. These rooms are supposed to be one room, pretty much. You would buy this whole room, and this would be your private promenade. There were only two of these rooms on the ship. It came with a sitting room, a promenade, a bedroom right here, just a closet right there, wardrobe actually, lavatory, bath, and yet another bedroom. So, but considering the rest of the rooms being so small, this is a huge room. So, we're going to continue on. Actually, before we continue on, I'm going to come over here and show you another famous person. Over here, rooms B51, 53, and 55 occupied Isidore and Ida Strauss. They were the co-owners of Macy's, believe it or not, and they actually went down with the ship. So that's what they're actually famous for. This room is pretty much just a mirror image of the room I just showed you, so I'm not going to bother going in there. Yeah, so I found that interesting actually when I was doing some research. And now you might have a version where some of these rooms aren't labeled. That's because I just completely missed labeling these rooms, and I'm terribly sorry for that, guys. But don't worry, the link in the description has these rooms fixed. So if you want to get the updated map with these rooms labeled, you can go right ahead and do that. Again, it's just more repetitiveness with the rooms labeled, or with the rooms. Back to the aft grand staircase. This time we have the open section of it where it goes up to A deck. Going over here, now we're going to get into the Restaurant and Parisian Cafe, or Cafe Parisien, however you want to pronounce that. I gotta fix that. I decided to go with netherrack chairs here because I wanted the Cafe Parisien to kind of look a little different than the rest of them, so I decided to put netherrack chairs just to kind of look different. I didn't do too much research on the Cafe Parisien because it just didn't seem too interesting to me, and I've seen enough pictures of it to kind of understand how to build it. So all I knew is it was a place for the younger first-class passengers to hang out no, I guess not hang out, but to eat, sit, and gossip. Coming into the a la carte restaurant buffet line right here. This was just another restaurant on the ship. I mean, I don't know why you would pay to go to a restaurant when there's a dining hall right on D deck, but this is 1912. First class people had a lot of money, so they would spend it in whichever way they deemed fit. Don't worry, I'm gonna be fixing these things. This is the kitchen for the restaurant. Hot press. Again, it's similar to the kitchen on D deck with potion brewing stuff, sinks. We're coming over into this room. Spiral staircase that goes all the way down to actually D deck. That's that spiral staircase you might have seen in the part 1. We'll start over here first. Sinks. Chef's office. I know it's really small, but unfortunately it's the only space I can give it because the butcher's larder is over here, and if you want to know what the larder is, I'll explain it once more. It's a cold area, a cold room for food that's about to be prepped and used. Fish, just where fish is stored. This is the ranges, the grills, the hot presses, and this is more larder, chef's larder. Just more prepping stuff. So this is actually a coal box, even though there really are no ovens in here because this is just really just a kitchen to look like a kitchen, not really a cook anything, because there's the actual kitchen on D deck. So I decided to just kind of leave it like that. Okay, so moving on. I gotta go out actually, back onto the Cafe Parisien, through the emergency door. Whoops. To get to the second class entrance once again. Same thing, elevator. This time we have the second class smoking room over here. It's just like the first class smoking room, which I will get to in next episode, except it's just a little toned down, not as elegant. And I just kind of put chairs, and yeah, it's pretty simple. Lavatory for that room over there. And this was the bar, I believe, where potions and I guess the alcohol would be stored. Coming out onto the deck, I guess would be the word. We have, actually over here is a second class entrance, where the second class passengers would, well, actually would enter the ship. Yeah, and there are actually two entrances. There's one up here and one down there. And they're both for second class passengers. So, moving on. We have the other second class entrance, which actually stops up here, and I was wrong in the first one when I said it went to boat deck. This was not the one that went to boat deck. This is the one that only goes up to B deck. So I made the mistake there. Both of them look similar, so I forgot which one went where. Down onto the, coming up to the poop deck. Cranes, and I actually made all the cranes going inside and have a little lever there, so made it kind of cool. Chairs. This is actually third class, where they would come and sit and just enjoy the air, because they weren't allowed to go anywhere else pretty much except back here. Emergency bridge with steering wheel and the signals to signal the engine rooms. And that's labeled, those are labeled, as you can see there. And coming to the back, the ship is getting nighttime, which is actually a perfect time because I'm about to because this is pretty much the end of the B deck and the end of the episode. So next time we're gonna start with A deck, and so alright then. See you later, guys.